subscribe to our channel and clicking on the red button and on the bell to activate all notifications so you don't miss any of our programs and research about music.
Join us on a daily journey through the exciting and amazing history of the Rolling Stones, a musical journey that spans over 60 years and continues.
On June 18, 1973, the JimI Hendrix Biographical Documentary is released, where statements by Mick Jagger appear talking about JimI Hendrix.
We just adopted him. We felt in England because he was great and he wasn't big American. He'd come in, so he'd come to England. We were there and he had his first record in England. He was ours.
This documentary was made 3 years after the untimely death of JimI Hendrix. At the time, it was an example of how a visual biography should be done. Some of the information it contained needs to be revised in light of new information discovered over the years. JimI Hendrix carries a link to the Rolling Stones. In fact, it was Keith Richards' girlfriend, Linda Kate, who saw JimI Hendrix at the Cheetat Club in New York with Curtis Knight and the Squires. Being fascinated with his performance, and a friendship with JimI Hendrix began, which led her to recommend him to Andrew Loog Oldham and the producer Seymour Stein. However, they did not see potential in him. But Linda did not stop her efforts and recommended JimI, which is Chandler of the Animals, who was beginning a career as a producer and brought him to London in September 1966.
The way he was playing the guitar, just the way he was, and there must have been other indefinable qualities that made me feel so incredible. I mean, I'd seen good guitar players before, and I had sort of done a complete freak out, or just, I mean, it was amazing. I couldn't understand how everybody was just quite casually dancing or whatever they were doing, because I felt this was so important.
In January 1967, Mick Jagger commented to Melody Maker magazine that he was worried that no one wanted to see the Rolling Stones or the Beatles anymore, and that they were already part of the past. In those days, he drew everyone's attention in London, and the Rolling Stones went to some of its performances at the Bromwell Club and the Big O'Neills, whose audience included Paul McCartney. Ring a Star, Pete Townshend, and Eric Clapton was just dropped with Hendrix's performance. In September 1967, Hendrix referred to the Rolling Stones' song "We Love You," pointing Hendrix that it is a wise and very complex production and that it could consider it the no Beatles influence. In January 1968, Brian Jones was present at the recording of All Along the Watchtower by JimI Hendrix at Olympic Sound Studios, and Brian did some minor takes, which ultimately were not incorporated into the final recording. Later in 1967, Brian Jones would present JimI Hendrix at the International Monterey Pop Festival, where Hendrix proceeded to burn and destroy his guitar, and it would remain as a milestone in rock history. Also left for posterity was the meeting of the Rolling Stones with JimI Hendrix, when they made their epic presentation at Madison Square Garden in New York, elected on the album Get Your Years Out. On the afternoon of September 18, 1970, the Rolling Stones learned of the death of JimI Hendrix by overdose in Nothing Hill. 2 weeks after that of Janis Joplin in a Los Angeles hotel. It is a tragic coincidence that both Brian Jones, as well as JimI Hendrix and Janis Joplin, had shared their presence at the International Monterey Pop Festival. Tragic rock and roll crazities.
We are waiting for you tomorrow on this same channel, in a new chapter of Traveling in Time with the Rolling Stones. See you tomorrow.
If you like this video, give it a like, comment, and share to continue uploading interesting content to the Machine Music channel.